Well, I've covered before, of course, the challenge for the next Prime Minister, and of course it looks like that's going to be Liz Truss. It's going to be that the then what's going to be the former PM Boris Johnson still retains significant support from many Conservatives who are pretty hacked off about the way in which he was forced to resign. I know reading your comments here on my channel, there is a split of opinion, but when I did do a poll saying would you prefer Boris, Truss or Sunak, Boris won by a mile. And you're now hearing already in the Sunday Times this weekend some quite remarkable reports. Now, before I get into this, let's just remind ourselves that there was a petition of Conservative members essentially calling for Boris Johnson to be included on the ballot. Now, it looks like that's got very close to the threshold to force the Conservative Party to act under its constitution, demanding effectively a veto on whether to accept Boris Johnson's resignation. Whether anything comes with that from that or not, I'll keep you updated, but a potential change to the constitution, the ballot on whether to accept Boris Johnson's resignation is still being talked about. But of course, as we come to the tail end of this leadership contest, it has to be said, Liz Truss really has dominated, performed well, hasn't crumbled as some thought she might, and actually I think has grown into the contest. And certainly the reports of her cabinet potentially, someone like Suella Braverman, who has actually advocated leaving the ECHR, becoming Home Secretary, I think would be enormously positive. But this just shows you, I think, the scale of the challenge that she has ahead, and it's a challenge that she's only going to be able to take on and be successful in if she delivers on policy. And for instance, we've heard talk of Article 16 being triggered very shortly after Truss becoming PM. Again, that would be the right thing to do, but it's all about action and not just loads more waffle and talk. This report over the weekend, though, that some Conservative MPs, according to the Sunday Times here, already walking in their constituencies, feeling disquiet. And you see one backbencher quote is saying, I've had a whole load of people who don't normally bother to seek me out saying they like Boris. It was the media's fault he went and they trusted him to get them through the cost of living crisis. When it's those sorts of people, rather than Lib Dem sending you an online petition, you pay attention. The MP then getting on the phone to colleagues and found they were being asking the same question. What if we put letters of no confidence in against Liz Truss? And what if Boris ran again? I mean, that all seems pretty unlikely, of course, but you do have to consider, as I've talked about before, the pressure the new Tory leader is going to be under if they don't perform, if the polls go through the floor, if, as the new general election approaches, Boris is still there and MPs think, actually, maybe we should go back to him to try and get a poll rebound and save our seats. So even before the Conservative leadership race has concluded, you've got talk of a leadership challenge, of a Boris return, and goodness knows what else. And as I said, this is all going to be about policy delivery if Liz Truss does win the contest. It's about following through with that Brexiteer cabinet. It's about leaving the ECHR, triggering Article 16, bringing in new grammar schools, cutting taxes, not just talking about it, but actually doing it. But I thought very telling that some Tory MPs already twitchy to the point of talking about a leadership challenge and a Boris return. Let me know what you make of that, guys. Can you see a Boris return or not? I know lots of you wanting to give Liz Truss the benefit of the doubt, but let me know what you make of this in the comments below. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.